Ore Kim Zolciak's Georgia mansion set for auction. Aracho I alum, Kim Zolciak's Georgia mansion is finally set for auction. She and her husband, Kroy Bierman, have been dodging auction and foreclosure for around 2 years. Now, their worst fear is coming true, and it appears they are all out of options. Keep reading to find out when the date is. Kim Zolciak's Georgia mansion set for auction. Since August 2022, Kim Zolciak and Kroy Bierman's Georgia mansion faced foreclosure. They vehemently denied that anything was wrong and maintained their home was safe. Then, in early 2023, there was once again talk about auction and foreclosure, but again the couple dodged it. They soon filed for divorce and threw a slew of allegations at one another. He claimed Kim had a gambling problem and wanted her to have a psych evaluation. Meanwhile, she wanted Kroy to be drug tested. The cops were called to the home repeatedly and lawsuits were filed against the duo. More so, cars were being repossessed and Kim was selling personal items online. She was attempting to recoup some of the money they had lost while Kroy appeared out of control. He was considering bankruptcy, and they agreed with the bank who was foreclosing on them. Truist Bank allowed Kim and Kroy a certain amount of time to sell the home before they were going to foreclose on it. They had to keep lowering the price and Kroy felt Kim was holding them back by not accepting a proper offer. Now time is up and the home will be auctioned. According to TMZ, Kim Zolciak and Kroy Bierman's home will go to auction on December 3rd. The bank has given them ample time to sell the house and they did not succeed. Whoever purchases the home will get 2 acres of land, 7 bedrooms, and 11 bathrooms. It is currently priced at just under $4 million. However, at auction, it could be sold for considerably less. This is what Kroy has wanted, but Kim claimed she could not buy a new place with that little money. Are fans shocked? At this point, it is amazing that Kim Zolciak and Kroy Bierman held onto the home as long as they did. Kim maintained she paid for everything with their daughter, Brielle Bierman, chipping in. So are fans shocked that it has come to this? Longest dragged-out auction in history? They've dragged us on so long. Kroy said they needed to sell years ago because he knew they were living beyond their means and didn't want to screw over the bank. Hasn't it been set several times before? Let us know when they actually get out. Followers want to see if it will really go to auction this time, as it has been teased before but never happened. Is there anything they can do to save the house? They have a few weeks to work it out. It was a crisp November morning in Atlanta, the kind that hinted at the chill of the holiday season just around the corner. But for Kim Zolciak, the chill in the air was nothing compared to the frosty reality she was facing. The luxurious Georgia mansion she had called home for over a decade, the backdrop to countless episodes of The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Don't Be Tardy, was about to go under the auctioneer's hammer. This wasn't just any house. It was the house. The one with the grandiose circular driveway, sprawling 6 bedrooms, an enviable pool shaped like a clover leaf, and a state-of-the-art home gym that had seen more selfies than sweat. Kim and her husband, Kroy Bierman, had poured their hearts and wallets into this home, making it the epitome of luxury and their personal sanctuary. Yet, the rumors were true. The Biermans' financial woes had finally caught up to them, and the mansion was set to be auctioned off to the highest bidder. The fall from grace. To many of Kim's fans, the news came as a shock. Hadn't she been flaunting her wealth on Instagram just last month, showing off a new designer handbag and a sleek Bentley in the driveway? How could the couple who once epitomized financial success and excess be on the brink of losing it all? But for those who had been paying attention, the signs were there. Kroy's NFL career had come to an abrupt end years ago, and while Kim had continued her side hustle with her skincare line and occasional Bravo appearances, the income didn't seem to match the lifestyle. Stories of unpaid taxes, mounting debts, and extravagant spending habits had swirled in the gossip columns for months. Yet Kim had always seemed unfazed. Manifestation, baby, she told her fans in a recent Instagram live. I don't worry about the haters or the drama. The universe has my back. But as the foreclosure notice arrived, even the universe seemed to be turning a blind eye. Auction day arrives. The day of the auction dawned with a kind of surreal energy. Outside the mansion's gates, a mix of curious fans, hopeful bidders, and opportunistic reporters gathered. Drones hovered in the air, capturing aerial shots of the opulent property that had been a character of its own in Kim's reality TV journey. Inside the house, Kim was a flurry of emotions. "This is my home," she whispered to no one in particular as she wandered through the rooms. The grand staircase where she'd posed in countless designer gowns, the kitchen where her family's chaotic breakfasts had unfolded, even the wine cellar where she'd hosted her famous girls' nights. All of it now felt like a movie set about to be dismantled. Croy, ever the stoic former athlete, was less nostalgic. "It's just a house, Kim," he said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "We can start over." But even he couldn't hide the tension in his jaw as he glanced out the window at the growing crowd. The bidders arrive. As the auctioneer took his place on the makeshift podium near the front entrance, the potential buyers made their way onto the property. They ranged from serious investors to socialites looking for a bargain. There was even talk that a few Bravo stars might be in attendance, eager to snag a piece of reality TV history. "I heard Sherry Whitfield might show up," one fan whispered excitedly to her friend. "Imagine her buying Kim's house." The shade. Meanwhile, Kenya Moore was rumored to have sent a representative to scope out the property. "Twirl into this mansion," fans joked online, imagining Kenya's potential purchase as the ultimate RHOA revenge. Kim's last stand. As the auction began, Kim made one final attempt to salvage her pride. Dressed in head-to-toe channel, she stepped outside and addressed the crowd. "This house isn't just bricks and mortar," she said, her voice trembling but determined. "It's where I raised my children, where I found love, and where I lived my dreams. Whoever buys it, I hope you know you're getting more than a property. You're getting memories, energy, and a little bit of my soul." There was an awkward pause before the auctioneer cleared his throat and resumed the proceedings. The auction drama. Bidding started at a shockingly low price, a clear indication of the desperation surrounding the sale. Kim winced as the numbers climbed higher, each bid feeling like a nail in the coffin of her former life. The drama reached its peak when an anonymous bidder placed a staggeringly high offer, silencing the crowd. Speculation ran wild. Was it a fan, a rival, or perhaps Kim herself, orchestrating a last-minute save? A new chapter begins. As the hammer finally fell, the reality set in. The mansion was sold. Kim retreated inside, tears streaming down her face. "It's not the end," she told her daughters, Brielle and Ariana, who had joined her for emotional support. "It's just a new chapter. We're survivors and we'll get through this." Corey nodded in agreement, though his expression was harder to read. The weight of their financial troubles loomed large, but there was also a quiet resilience in his eyes. Outside, the crowd began to disperse, chattering about the mystery buyer and what the future held for Kim and her family. The aftermath. In the days that followed, Kim remained uncharacteristically silent on social media. Fans speculated about her next move. Would she downsize to a modest home, relocate to a new city, or make a triumphant return to Bravo, documenting her comeback for the cameras? Rumors also swirled about the identity of the mansion's new owner. Some believed it had been purchased by an investment firm, while others insisted it was a fellow reality star looking to make a statement. Reality check. For Kim, the loss of the mansion was a harsh wake-up call. It was a reminder that even the most glamorous lives are not immune to hardship. But it was also an opportunity to rebuild, to reassess what truly mattered, and to prove that she was more than just a housewife with a taste for luxury. As she packed up the last of her belongings and prepared to say goodbye to her beloved home, Kim took a deep breath. "Manifestation, baby," she whispered to herself, a hint of her trademark optimism returning. "The universe has my back." And with that, she stepped into the unknown, ready to face whatever came next.